It's the final game of the season for the Columbus Wardogs as they host the Florida Firecats, the defending American Conference champion, in a game that is really just looking for respect for the Wardogs. Hi everybody, I'm Justin Kazana along with DJ Jones, and welcome to the final presentation of football on Monday night on TV 16, brought to you by Budweiser and Bud Light. Just a few weeks ago, Columbus went down to Fort Myers, Florida and lost to the Firecats. Final score 40-7. This time, Columbus not playing for anything, just a little revenge, and to prove that they will be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Well, one thing about it is Florida's team is coming in with one of the hottest quarterbacks in the league and a lot of weapons to throw to, and Ken Mastroli. But the Wardogs were humiliated basically down in Fort Myers several weeks back, and they'll be looking to straighten that out.
Florida's got a lot on the line, though. You look at a team that needs a win to possibly get into the playoffs. Most likely they will make it, but there's no reason to chance it with a loss to Columbus.
You're absolutely right, but even if they won tonight, there's some other things have to happen. And again, I know Macon has to win, and I think Mohegan has to win.
Well, it will be very interesting because Columbus, they're going to put it all out there. Sherrod Potita's there. There's some new players, some new faces offensively that we will see. Should be a lot of fun. You are watching football on Monday night on TV 16, brought to you by Budweiser and Bud Light.
And now the toughest leg of the strongman competition, Norm, the Bud Light Industrial Fridge Pull.
Jim, that's 1,000 pounds of pure hernia that they'll try to drag across.
Sorry to interrupt, Norm, but it looks like a fan from the stands has stolen the Bud Light. Oh, a huge hit from out of nowhere. And this guy's got the foot speed to take this thing all the way. Oh, man!
Coming, bro!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Okay, who's the hero?
Make it a Bud Light.
Goo Goo Car Wash, your one-stop shop for all your car care needs. Start with a gasoline fill-up with quality Coastal gasoline products. Next, pull in for a 10-minute oil change and 10-point vehicle inspection. Goo Goo features quality Pennzoil products. And don't forget to pamper your car with a discounted all-cloth car wash with the purchase of an oil change. Goo Goo Car Wash is fast, car-friendly, and conveniently located at 3101 Mercury Drive. With over 25 years of satisfied customers. Let the Goo Goo Car Wash Goo Goo you.
University of Maryland. We're about ready to start things off. Dollinger will be kicking off from the end zone to the left if you're looking at your radio dial. Deep for the Florida Firecats, Magic Benton, along with Anthony Dixon. You got to wonder if Magic's his real name.
Tell you what, that's the name for a superstar, I tell you that.
They better be. Dollinger kicks it off. It's short, taking it to goal line by Dixon. Comes up to the 5, to the 10, cuts back the other direction, to the 15, got a lane up to the 17-yard line before being brought down by Chuck Webb. A good return by Dixon, and that's where Florida will start things off. First down and 10 from the 17.
Well, this defense that the Wardogs has on the field right now is ranked, believe it or not, #1 overall in the entire Arena 2 football league. But guess what? In this league, when your defense doesn't win games, offense wins. So, you know what? On one hand, you say congratulations, but on the other hand, it really doesn't mean a whole lot.
Any other style of football, and this team would be 10-5 instead of the other way around. Mastroli comes up, brings a man in motion. That is Dixon. 2 wide receivers to the wide side. 5-step drop, flow to the middle. Wide open is Dixon. Touchdown on the first play of the game. DJ, quit talking about the defense. You jinxed them right from the beginning.
I will take that one, I tell you. But you know what? Last play of the last game, the first play of the game was a touchdown, very similar to that play, and just confusion there in the secondary. A breakdown there as it looks like Darius Ellison and Desmond Washington switched off on guys, and Magic Benton, I believe that was, who got down the middle there and ended up scoring in the corner.
That was Anthony Dixon.
Anthony Dixon.
He was the one that came in motion on just a straight fly route on the post. Headed to the corner, nobody even close. Brandon Kornblue will try and convert the PAT. The snap is a little high, but the kick is up, and the kick is good. And just like that, the Florida Firecats are on the board with 13:46 remaining in the first quarter. It is Florida 7 and Columbus nothing. You're listening to the Wardogs on Boomer 95.3. The left foot of Brandon Kornblue will be kicking off for the Florida Firecats. Deep for the Columbus Wardogs, Reggie Jones, along with Desmond Washington. As we found out before the game, Mike Scott not dressing out tonight. So new return man. Kornblue puts it low. It's a line drive off the bottom of the boards, and that one's going to drift right around the 1 yard line, running out of bounds as Desmond Washington to the 1. And oh, DJ, we've seen it so many times. Opposing kickers hitting the iron. It bounced straight up. Washington caught it at the 1, and it's all he could do to stay out of the end zone.
Yeah, that was definitely a bullet that was dodged because, again, you know, really it was not the fault of anybody on the Wardogs. It's just basically just a fluke kick that bounced up, and again, it always seems for the opponent to land against the crossbar, but we were able to manage to get the ball and at least hold possession.
So Columbus with their back to the wall, already down 7-0. They start out first down and 10 from the 1. Poteet comes in. His fullback is DeMarco Johnson. His wide receivers are Porter, Jones. Into the far side, that is Terrence Samuel, and a flag on the first play. That didn't take long. Head officials tonight, Larry Mollum. Does he live in Columbus? He's here every game.
Actually, Larry Mollum is not going to be, he's not the official. He's actually has a sub now. That's Pat Miles.
Pat Miles, thank you. Offsides against the defense is the call, so Pat Miles is the head referee.
Flew all the way in from Milwaukee to call that penalty.
Hey, how about that? He wanted to get in the game early. Mike Cohen, the umpire. The head linesman is Julian Mapp. Line judge Greg Zimmerman. Back judge Ronnie Stewart.
Tell you what, number 44, the guy who just jumped the gun there, is Darrell Lane. He's an exciting player, so keep an eye on him.
So it's 1st and 5 from the 7. A little more breathing room for Columbus. Coming in motion right along the near boards. That's Misha Porter. 3-step drop, pump fake. Throw over to the other side to Terrence Samuels. Got the ball at the 13. Scampers away from the tackler. Gets up to the 16-yard line before falling to his knees. A good gain and very close to a first down.
Terrence Samuels is just one of those guys that when you see him play, he looks exciting, and every time he catches the ball, you hold your breath because he just is so elusive and has so much agility and mobility that he can make anything happen on any play.
Looks like Columbus will be about 1.5 yards short of the first down. Ball nose into the 15-yard line. Not a favorable spot for the Wardogs. 2nd down and 1. Porter will be the man in motion along with Jones to the wide near side. 5-step drop by Poteet. Looking, running out of time. Now he's floating over the middle. Jones wide open at the 5. He's got it down at the 6-yard line. Nice composure that time by Sherrard Poteet. Found his 3rd receiver, and it was Reggie Jones wide open at the 6. First down and goal to go for Columbus.
Great grab by Reggie Jones, the rookie from Tusculum College. I tell you, Reggie, we've been waiting on him to step up and really have that breakthrough game, but I really think that injury hampered him several games ago. I believe, I can't recall the road trip, but he bumped into the wall, and he hadn't been as explosive as he had been earlier in the year, but looks like he might be all there tonight.
We'll get to our Doctors Hospital health report in just a moment, but right now it's 1st and goal as Reggie Jones comes in motion, trips to the near wide side. Misha Porter's got it on the screen, up to the 5, out of bounds after a gain of about 2, and Florida starting to pile on a little bit. As I see a couple of players jumping on the back of Misha Porter. Darrell Lane was one of them, along with Thaddeus Bullard, the first-year man out of Florida. The ball up to the 4. Back to the Doctors Hospital report. The injuries, Mike Glusky, the quarterback, out with a knee injury. Another knee injury belonging to James Dickerson. Of course, he's out with a torn ACL, done for the year. One of the great wide receivers in AF2 history.
Tell you what, those guys on that front row down there caught an elbow from Darrell Lane, and just a little intimidating factor.
Poteet's working off the near hash mark. Reggie Jones swings around to the wide side. Their trips over there now. 3-step drop. Poteet's going to run up to the 5. Scampering into the end zone. He's untouched. Poteet's going to score. Touchdown, Columbus.
Sherrod Poteet, we know what he can do on his feet, and that's put the ball in the end zone. He's a only 1,000-yard rusher in the deuce, and of course he's a special quarterback, and of course it didn't take him long to bring the Wardogs right back down the field and put them on the board.
Sherrard Poteet, so nimble on his feet and good with his arm as well.
Boy, I tell you, that's a little riddle there, a little rhyme. Sherrard Poteet.
It was unintentional. Unintentional. Ty Dollinger trying to tie up the game. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good. And with 9:40 remaining here in the first quarter, Columbus has tied up the game at 7. You're listening to the Wardogs on Boomer 95.3. Well, John Forcade's a happy man after his offense gets one touch of the ball, drives the length of the field, 49 yards for the score. Ty Dollinger set to kick off again to Magic Benton and Anthony Dixon. This one's going to be short as well, taken along the goal line by Dixon. Up in the 5, 10, straight up the middle. 15 now looking right along the numbers where he's taken down. There's right along his average, a 17-yard return for Anthony Dixon.
Big hit by DeMarco Johnson coming in, finishing off the return man, and that's the kind of tempo you need to establish when you're going up against a team that really has a lot on the line, and I guarantee you the next time around the return man will be looking for number 1.
So let's see how Columbus handles the defense this time. They only had one play in the last one. They went 37 yards for the score. Here comes Mastroli, bringing his man in motion. Running out of time, floating it up the middle. Overthrows Dixon. A missed route that time. Miscommunication between Mastroli and Anthony Dixon as Dixon cut it off after about 15 yards, and Mastroli was going up top, 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line.
A better job of coverage there. Of course, it was a little deception on that play as Terrence Samuel basically came up and took the inside receiver, and Desmond Washington, who was defending on the alignment, was defending the inside receiver. He ended up going outside, but the key to that play was Samuel's got his hands on the receiver, which obviously knocked him off his route.
Wide receivers, 3 of them to the far side. That is the short side. Terrell Sutton, Magic Benton along with Dixon, and now Benton's going to swing around in motion to the wide side. Mastroli, 5-step drop, firing a bullet over the top. He's got Dixon, and he dropped it.
Wow, we dodged the bullet. We dodged the bullet then.
Well, Mastroli threw a bullet, that's for one thing. That was a rope toward the front corner of the end zone on the far side. Down there on coverage, it looked like Darius Ellison, but man, that was in the arms of Benton. It was, but couldn't hang on to it. I think he heard that wall coming up fast.
Tell you one thing, Darius obviously knows that he has the bullseye on his chest, so I think if I were he, I would definitely be focused and ready to go ahead and have an opportunity to pick off some passes tonight.
Terrell Sutton's along the near boards. Dixon coming in motion. Mastroli, 3-step drop, fires over to the far side, and Ellison almost took that one away from Magic Benton. He cut in front of that one, reading the eyes of Ken Mastroli, and about took it away. And if he had, there was a good chance for 6. It's 4th down.
Speaking as a former defensive back, I know exactly what Darius what was going through his mind. And, again, like when teams come out firing at you at the onset, you know what? You just got to strap it up and get in there, and that's what he did, because he almost was, going the other way for 6, but great play by Darius Ellison.
So Brandon Kornblue is going to try for a field goal. It'll be a 48-yarder as the ball will be placed, actually make it maybe 49. It's placed between the 9 and the 10-yard line. He is 11 of 30 on the year with a long of 48 or 44. Kick is up. The kick is drifting back. It'll be well short, though, taken by Desmond Washington back in the end zone. Trying to get out of the end zone. He's not going anywhere, and he will be knocked down. That'll come back as a touchback for the Columbus Wardogs. So Kornblue was short on the 48-yard field goal try.
Well, last week we went up against a guy by the name of Baronis, and he was a former Auburn kicker. It was unbelievable, Justin. Up in Charleston, this Baronis kid, during the warm-ups, Mike V and I were looking at him, and he had the ball on the goal line, and he was literally kicking the ball over the crossbars, over the nets. He actually made a 47-yard field goal.
He had no shortage of leg while he was at Auburn. Of course, there are 4-point field goals in arena ball, but they are rare. In fact, there have only been 3 this year, and they're all by the same guy. And that's in the entire league, 28 teams. Here comes Sherrard Poteet bringing a man in motion. That's Reggie Jones back at his own 5. He fires it over, got Terrence Samuel at the 10 along the near boards. Samuel makes a move, gets away up to the 15, now to the 17-yard line before being brought down by Kanan Lamb. Great move by Terrence Samuel, as we've seen some of his best ball in the last half-dozen games of the year.
Terrence Samuels is as shifty as they come, and I tell you what, he's really feeling and playing with a lot of confidence. And it's going to be interesting to just see how Terrence finishes this game. I know he doesn't want the season to end because he's just hit his stride.
So Poteet will bring his team to the line, working off the near hash mark. 2 of his wide receivers are Valencia and Jones. There to the near short side. Samuel's going to swing around the man in motion, the wide side. 3-step drop, fires over, got Samuel at the 25, into Florida territory before being knocked out of bounds by Carlos McLaurin. Very close to a first down. Looks like he'll be about 2 or 3 feet short.
Be an interesting down here, a series of downs here for the Columbus Wardogs as they could take the lead on a team that obviously in Coach John Forcade's own words the last time they met up with superior athletes.
Well, that last game, not very pretty, 40-7. Columbus barely avoiding the shutout. Trips to the short side, the far side. Now Samuel is going to come in motion to the wide side. Poteet, 5-step drop all day. He's going to look up top. He's looking for Samuel. He's got it in the corner. Touchdown, Columbus!
Another super route by Terrence Samuel, selling the out route, stopping and planting, going back to the post, and Sherrod Poteet delivering an excellent pass there. Great route and great throw.
A 24-yard scoring strike from Sherrod Poteet to Terrence Samuel has put the Wardogs up for the first time by a score of 13-7, and Ty Dollinger is going to try and make it a 7-point affair. Valencia will hold. The snap by Damron, a little wobbly. The hold is down. The kick is up. The kick is good. And the Wardogs have gone on top by a score of 14-7 with 4:05 remaining here in the first quarter. You're listening to the Wardogs on Boomer 95.3. Sherrod Poteet has led the Wardogs to 2 scoring drives in their first 2 times of the football, and now Ty Dollinger will kick things off. Benton and Dixon back, and this one is a lot longer, and that one will actually fall to Kanan Lamb. Lamb's going to come up from his own, deep in his own end zone, up to the 10, down to the 15, trying to be pushed out of bounds, and he will be by Clarence Tillman. Another 17-yard return for the Florida Firecats. That time Lamb replaced Dixon in the back of the end zone, and a much better kick by Dollinger. But DJ, so far, except for one mistake by the Columbus defense, the first quarter has been all Wardogs.
And that's what it's going to take. Now, you got to keep in mind that this Florida Firecats football team is the #1 ranked team as far as turnover margin, and the Columbus Wardogs are 27th.
Oh, yes, it is very obvious. 1st and 10 from the 17, 3:26 on the clock. Magic Benton flag on the play. Now they give it to their up back, and that is Shad Freeman. He gets maybe a yard, but we're going to have to talk about this one. I don't know who moved. I think it was Columbus.
Jay Carmack was all over that one. I know he's a little antsy out there, but, you know, we've seen that one too many times from Jay. Great play, by the way, Desmond Washington coming up and sticking the big fullback, cutting his knees out from under him.
So that'll move the ball up to the 22-yard line, 1st down and 5. Actually, they're stretching out the chains now. I guess it's 1st and 10 from the 22. Don't know why they did that. Mastroli dropping back, 3-step drop, fires over, got his man Terrell Sutton, but just a step later, Desmond Washington stretched out his helmet right into his chest, knocks him down after a 6-yard gain.
Tell you, Desmond all year long has been lowering the boom on the receivers, and I guarantee you throughout the league, the guys that have played against Desmond, you know, you might beat him here and there, but you know, you better have your helmet and your chin strap buckled when you play against him, and I guarantee you that's the word on the street.
2:40 and the clock rolling. Call it 2nd down and 3. The up back is Freeman. Coming toward the line is Lamb to the wide side. Mastroli looking over. Had Lamb. Went right through his fingertips. And I tell you what, if Desmond Washington had been playing a little closer attention, he would have had a pick.
That's right. Desmond is in a position now. And, again, I know that he probably didn't want the season to end, but he's had, for the most part, I think, a very successful year. He's one of our leading tacklers and obviously our leading interceptor and the most breakups on the team.
Leading tackler was 71, 4 picks, 23. Now make it 24 passes broken up on the year. Mastroli comes to the line. He's got Magic Benton to the short side. Lamb will be the man in motion, and Terrell Sutton to the far boards. Mastroli 3-step drop, pump fake, looking up top, flag on the play. They look over that, they got their man Magic Benton at the 12, getting away from one man down to the 10-yard line. A 1st down, but there are flags on the play, and we will see exactly what the situation is.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, Desmond Washington was fooled on that play, so he just grabbed a hold of his guy rather than get beat by a touchdown. The same route that Terrence Samuel scored on against them.
Yeah, you can't blame him, man. from the time they threw the flags. It was right after Mastroli started his pump fake. Of course, the rule stayed in AF2 that the linebacker has to stay in a certain spot until the ball has left the quarterback's hands. That is, unless he pump fakes, and I thought maybe that was the call. Instead, it was holding. So it'll be first down and goal to go from the 9-yard line with 1:46 remaining here in the first quarter. Columbus leads 14-7 over the Florida Firecats in the final game of the year. Mastroli comes up with Benton up close to his left. 2 wide receivers to the far side. That is Sutton and Lamb, and now Benton's going to join him. So trips to the far side. Mastroli 3-step drop, looking with time. Got his man in the end zone. Kanan Lamb scores, and Florida has cut the lead to just 1.
Well, you know what? Coming into this game, is no secret that Kanan Lamb was one of the most dangerous receivers in the league, and Mastroli is probably as hot as any quarterback in this league right now, and these guys hooked up with great execution on that play.
Kanan Lamb just adding to his Florida season record totals in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. He's got 29 on the year, and he will be the holder for Brandon Cornblue's extra point attempt. Snap a little off, but the hold is down. The kick is up, the kick is good, and we are tied. 51 seconds remaining here in this first quarter, and Columbus and Florida have tied things up. And DJ, obviously you got to be happy the way the Wardogs are playing, considering they went almost 59 minutes without a score in the first game against Florida. Obviously doing a lot better.
They are doing a lot better, but again, you know, these guys know exactly what they have in front of them here, and you know, it's a nice crowd here. The last game of the year, traditionally our largest crowd of the year. I'm curious to get the numbers in just to see just how many are in here, but these guys want to finish on a good note, and going into the offseason really knowing that they don't have any playoff appearances or anything else left. They just want to end their football season on a good note, and I know that's what Coach Forcade has been talking to them about all week long.
What will be interesting to watch will be if Columbus can stay with Florida during the first half of this game, because if you look back at the stats, the only 2 quarters where the Firecats have outscored their opponents are in the first and second quarters.
You're absolutely right here, but you know what? We have to do a good job now. Again, you know, special teams, and I don't want to jinx us, I don't want to curse us, I just know that, you know, the bottom line is we have not run back a kick in a long time. And you know what? Traditionally, in the short tradition that Columbus has had, you know, Mike Scott, and he's not dressed tonight, he has been a big part of that. And, you know, so Reggie Jones or Desmond has to step up. We're looking at our 2 best kickoff return guys on the bench tonight, James Dickerson and Michael Scott.
But right now, deep is Washington and Jones as Cornblue puts his left foot into it. That one is right down the middle, right off the bottom of the iron, and will actually bounce out of play. Lucky bounce for Columbus, because if that one had come down in play, it could have gotten ugly.
Yeah, it would have gotten ugly, but that slack net, you know, there's a fine line there, and we got the call.
So Columbus will start with the ball at the 5-yard line. That's about their average field position. They started once at the 5, once at the 1, and now a 3rd time at the 5. 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This will be the last play of the quarter. Poteet brings a man in motion. That is Jones to the near side. Go Kanishi has entered the game as well. They'll pump fake it. They look over. Dennis Skanes, the new wide receiver, to the far side. He gets a gain of about 2 yards before being wrapped up. And that is the end of the first quarter. So Columbus runs a couple of new wide receivers out there for that one last play, and that is the end of the first period of play with Columbus and Florida all tied at 14. You're listening to the Wardogs on Boomer 95.3.
Thanks for letting me bring Fifi.
Oh, anything for you, baby. I'd give you the moon, the stars, and the ultimate love potion. Ice cold Bud Light.
Whoa! For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Don't worry, I got him. Oh.
At the Tidwell Cancer Treatment Center, we are offering patients every reason for hope. offering hope with unique treatment plans based on each patient's unique circumstances, offering hope with the most advanced technology and techniques available, offering hope with caring professionals, including Dr. Jack Tidwell, the only MD Anderson-trained oncologist in the area. The Tidwell Cancer Treatment Center, with every reason for hope.
Dreaming of new ideas to make your home more beautiful and unique? A water pond, waterfall, rock fireplace, landscaping with extraordinary gardens? Dirty Work specializes in all you'll need. We have the largest inventory in the area of natural stones and rocks, along with sands, mulches, and gravels. From buckets to truckloads, Dirty Works delivers to homeowners, landscapers, builders, and developers. See Jerry or Miss Faye, the Rock Lady, 5200 Hamilton Road, Columbus.
Goo Goo Car Wash, your one-stop shop for all your car care needs. Start with a gasoline fill-up with quality Coastal gasoline products. Next, pull in for a 10-minute oil change and 10-point vehicle inspection. Goo Goo features quality Pennzoil products. And don't forget to pamper your car with a discounted all-cloth car wash with a purchase of an oil change. Goo Goo Car Wash is fast, car-friendly, and conveniently located at 3101 Mercury Drive. With over 25 years of satisfied customers. Let the Goo Goo Car Wash Goo Goo you.
So Columbus starts the second quarter at their own 11-yard line. 3 wide receivers into the game, and now time will be stopped. Clock operator error. Started the game clock before the snap. So here come the Wardogs on first down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Bringing a man in motion, Reggie Jones to the far side. Poteet stumbling around as he drops back, fires it over. Looks like it's Jones at the 15-yard line, and Jones got waylaid by, I believe, Thaddeus Bullard, the former All-SEC performer out of the University of Florida.
I knew that name sounded familiar.
Oh, yeah.
You know, during the right before the game, he came up to the office wanting to go on the net, and, I said, Thaddeus Bullard, I said, I know him from somewhere.
Sure enough.
He assured me that he was going to take it easy and wasn't going to rush the quarterback. It's tough.
I'll tell you about his crime record here in the next little while. Third down and about half a yard to go, and again, time will be stopped, and they're going to bring in the officials. They want to talk about it. I think the problem is the ball was laying on the 15-yard line, which means that would have been a first down. So they'll back it up a foot and a half. Things not going smoothly here to start the second quarter. 14-20 and the clock rolling. Trips to the near side. It's Valencia along with Samuel and Jones, and Poteet's running for it, trying to get to the first down, and Poteet might have been short. Nope, he gets a nice spot from the line judge, Julian Mapp.
I would call that a very generous spot.
No kidding. I don't even think his helmet made it across the line, let alone the ball. He made it by about the length of the football, maybe less.
But I'll take some home cooking any way I can get it.
Got to do what you got to do. Getting back to Thaddeus Bullard, this is his first game with the Florida Firecats. He was up in North Carolina with Greensboro, I believe. Let's go with his play first. Poteet swings a man around. That's Reggie Jones. Poteet, 5-step drop with time, plenty of time, looking over, got his man right along the boards and overthrew Reggie Jones as that one goes into the seats. It'll be a second down play.
As you mentioned, Greensboro, now Thaddeus Bullard names definitely comes to the forefront of my mind, obviously with that ugly scene out in Wichita, I believe it was.
Well, a player who I can't remember, took a swing at him after the game, and he pushed him into a wall, actually through a curtain, but he didn't know at the time that there was a brick wall behind it. The player had to have 30, 50 stitches in his head, but he was actually arrested at one point, suspended for the rest of the season until actually all the information came out. Here's Poteet. Bringing a man in motion, that's Reggie Jones again. Valencia is the wide receiver to the near side as well. Poteet's going to roll out. He's running for his life at the 10. Out of bounds. That will be a sack, and that will be credited to Anthony Dixon, but there's a flag back around the 15-yard line. Just to finish up the story quickly, once all the facts came through, the fact that he pushed the player in self-defense, he was released. Of course, no charges were filed. And